Hey LinkedIn, it's Jim. I want to talk to you about something a little different today. So have you ever sat in a meeting and you get business cards, several different business cards, a whole pile, and you only meant to meet with one manufacturer, so what's going on? I wanted to break that down for you. I was a customer, I was confused by it. Some people are confused by it. This is the rep model versus distribution versus manufacturer. So basically, if I can break that down for you, there's a manufacturer. They are the person who actually produces the parts. So let's say we draw a pyramid, they're at the top of the pyramid. They make the parts that you actually will end up buying. So some of them have direct sales forces, some of them use multi-line reps. I will get into later, because this is going to be the first part of a series, what a multi-line rep is, what the advantages are and disadvantages are. So the multi-line rep is the next block down on the pyramid. The multi-line rep could sell for multiple manufacturers, so that's one of the differences. Obviously it's multi-lines, they have multiple lines. They don't touch product directly, and they don't get POs. So when you write a PO, you write it to the manufacturer still or the distributor, not to the multi-line rep. So why would you use them? What's their value? Well, the multi-line rep is tied directly into the manufacturer's systems. So a lot of the times into the forecasting system, into the quoting system, pricing, all that kind of things, to get that information for you. The other advantage is they are trained directly by the manufacturer. So they know all the confidential stuff, they know all the stuff that's coming out, and they know it pretty deeply. So then at the bottom of the rung would be distributors. And just a note, this isn't hierarchy, this is probably coverage area. So while there's one manufacturer, they would have multiple multi-line reps in different regions for them. And then the distributor, probably for every one rep in your area, there's at least 3 distributors. So it's that's where the pyramid comes from. The distributors actually stock products. So they store the products for you, they stock the products. Basically manufacturers don't like selling 1 or 2 here or there. They want to sell a large quantity, excuse me. So the manufacturer might want to sell 100,000 parts. The distributor can actually buy that 100,000 parts and sell 1,000 parts to 100 people who are interested. So that's where the value of the distributor. And then they also usually have a lot of engineering or procurement services as well that they pitch in. Their goal is to have what you want, so they carry a lot of conflicts. So that's another key difference. A distributor has a bunch of different products. A multi-line rep should, while they have multiple lines, they should not compete. And that makes sense, because if you're working with a manufacturer and they are giving you their confidential information, they don't want you to also have the competitor's confidential information. You could cross-pollinate, problems like that. So why not just use distribution if you're a customer, since they have all the products you could want, or at least a bigger section. One is they don't have access to the direct systems. So again, the forecasting systems, I'm in semiconductors and they're really, really tight right now. So you need to ensure you're forecasting correctly. The rep, in my case me, would have to input that so that the manufacturer knows what's coming down the pipeline, what they should prepare for, what they should build for, if there are any big programs coming, things like that. Distributors don't touch that directly. Another difference, the knowledge is not as deep at the distribution level. And again, that's not an insult. They just have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of lines in some cases. So it's not possible for them to know as much as a rep who might only have, 10 to 20 lines, right? And again, we get the direct training. So we, as the rep, actually train the distributor very often because we are directly trained from the manufacturer. So that's kind of how that trickles down. So if there's a new concept or new technologies, you're trying to figure out what's coming up, the distributor's great. A manufacturer's rep is really good because, again, we're trained before the distributors are. The other thing is if you want deeper knowledge on some specifics of product or part or technology or something like that, is another good time to call the rep. So I hope this helped. This is going to be a 1 of a 5-part series. The next parts I'm going to use is when a manufacturer should use a multi-line rep. They don't work in all cases. They work phenomenally in other cases. So we're going to go into that. Advantages and disadvantages of the multi-line rep. How to select a multi-line rep. How to train and motivate a multi-line rep. I'm really excited about that one because it is not the same as how you treat a direct salesperson. It is in some regards. It is not in some others. And it is done all different ways. So this will be a really good one. I'm excited for that one, but that's at the end, of course. That's how we do it. So if there are questions, please send me a message. I'd love to chat with you. Thanks. Have a wonderful day.